Q&A sessions and evaluation form can be used for this as well. We hope you can share your feedback with us after the event. 请注意，屏幕上显示有2维码，可用于查阅今天的议程、提交问题以及填写评估表。我們期待在活動結束之後收到大家寶貴的意見。請注意，屏幕上顯示有2維碼，可用於查閱今天嘅議程、提交問題以及填寫評估表。我哋非常期待喺活動結束之後收到大家寶貴嘅意見。多謝咁多位。 各位嘉
Honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm your host today, Melody Kwan. Before we begin today's forum, I would like to invite everyone to observe a moment of silence. Last week, a terrible fire in Taipu claimed many lives and injured many others. The Hong Kong SAR government and the Department of Justice express our deep condolences to the victims of this fire. Let us take a moment to remember those who lost their lives, those who are still recovering, and all the families and individuals affected by the tragedy. In order to maintain a solemn atmosphere to show our respect to them, please refrain from giving applause or clapping hands during the conference today. May I now invite you all to stand up to observe 1 minute of silence.
谢谢大家。
Thank you. Please be seated. Basic Law 35th Anniversary Legal Summit. Now, let's begin. First of all, please welcome the Honorable Paul Lam Ting-ko, GBS SCJP, Secretary of Justice of the Hong Kong SAR, to deliver the opening remarks. Distinguished Mr. Yang Zhaoye, Professor Huang Yingshan, ladies and gentlemen, and dear friends, first of all, thank you for participating the Legal Basic Law 35th Anniversary Legal Summit. And in 1999, April 4, the 7th National People's Congress passed a basic law. And this is a document has been passed and implemented. And the Constitution and the basic law together constitute Hong Kong SAR's legal framework. And we will also guarantee safeguarding these national unity and territorial integrity. This is the premise of the basic law. At the same time, we will also preserve Hong Kong's advantages. And it is to create conditions for Hong Kong's future development. And with the strong support of the state and the central government, and Hong Kong has given the unique advantages of one country, two systems. And the fourth plenary session of the 20th Central Committee of the Communist Party of China in October this year, and it stated about the support to the three centers of Hong Kong's development, that is international financial, shipping, and trade centers. And we will support Hong Kong in building high-end international talents. And the basic law help Hong Kong align with the national strategy. Firstly, through the basic law, the National People's Congress authorizes the Hong Kong SAR to exercise the high degree of autonomy. At the same time, the basic law provides the unprecedented degree of autonomy for the economic development of Hong Kong, authorize Hong Kong to continue to use its own currency and maintain its free port status, as well as the civil aviation power. And all of them laid a good foundation for the Hong Kong's sustainable development. The basic law retained the Hong Kong's common law system, and this system is one of the most important institutional strands in Hong Kong. With the support of the central government, one of the characteristics of the Basic Law is that it is based on the legal principles to be flexible to meet the needs of business changes. Hong Kong is not only the only common law jurisdiction in China, but also the only common law area in the world where both Chinese and English are used. And this also helps us to create centers of international legal and provide the legal solution services hub. And the freedom of finance and trade was guaranteed and under the common law. And we also this is also the most important foundation for the Hong Kong's economic development. And today, our legal forum is rich in content, and we invited Director Mr. Yang Zhaoye to review the Basic Law in the past 28 years. And then Professor Wang Yunshan will be together with the experts from finance, aviation, and trade and education discuss about the Basic Law and one country, two systems, and how to make Hong Kong with this legal high end. And one country, two system is the most important institutional arrangement for Hong Kong to maintain long-term prosperity and stability. And in the future, and the Department of Justice will continue to make a contribution to the national construction. I look forward to the wonderful sharing of this forum today and wish the forum a complete success. Thank you very much. Please be seated. Before we start, and please turn your electronic devices into the silent mode. At the same time, we also have the QR code on the screen, and you can scan the QR code to submit your questions and fill out our feedback form. Next, we'd like to invite the Honorable Paul Lam Ting Ko, GBSSC JP, Secretary for Justice of Hong Kong, and to be with Mr. Yang Zhaoye, Hong Kong is our Basic Law Committee, and Macau is our Basic Law Committee of the Standing Committee of the National People's Congress, and to take a group photo together. Thank you. Please wait a moment. Let us now invite Mr. Wang Yushan, the Hong Kong SAR Vice Chairman of the Basic Law Committee. And Mr. Chen Feng, Deputy Director of the Office for Safeguarding National Security of the Central People's Government in Hong Kong SAR. And Vice Commissioner, Mr. Zhang Changwei, Office of the Commissioner of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of People's Republic of China in Hong Kong. And also the Judge of the Court of Appeal of the High Court, Oh Jingxiang, and Honorable Chairman of the Legislative Council, Mr. Liang Junyan, and Mr. Liu Chunhua, Director of the Legal Department of Liaison Office of the Central People's Government in Hong Kong, and Mr. Tan Yaozong, Vice President of the Hong Kong and Macau Research Association, and also Rita Fan, Ms. Rita Fan, Director of Lixing Education Center. Let's go up on the stage and take a group photo. Thank you. and the videos. Thank you. Thank you very much. Please be seated. Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. And today is also the National Constitutional Day, and the 2025 is also mark the 35th anniversary of the Basic Law, and we are very honored to invite Mr. Yang Zhaoye. Hong Kong is our Basic Law Committee, and Macau is our Basic Law Committee of the Standing Committee of the National People's Congress. And the topic is Basic Law, 28 Years Practice and Insights.
Before I start my speech, please allow me to, on behalf of Mr. Chen Chunyang, Director, and Mr. Liu Jianbing, Vice Director, to extend our deepest condolences to those who lost their lives and who suffered, who affected during the big fire last week. I believe that with the support of the Hong Kong government, as well as the Hong Kong society, as well as the support from the central government and all communities in China, I believe that we can survive this difficult period and rebuild our home once again. Respected Mr. Lam, Mr. Huang, dear distinguished guests, dear friends, good afternoon. Thank you very much for having me to exchange my ideas at this legal week, particularly this forum, to have a discussion on related topics. This year is the 35th anniversary of the promulgation of the Hong Kong Basic Law. It is also the 28th anniversary of the implementation. And today, it is also the 12th National Constitutional Day. So it is a very meaningful thing to have a discussion here in Hong Kong. 1 year ago, President Xi Jinping delivered a very important speech in the Macau Special Administration region, and he pointed out that the one country, two systems has entered into a new era, and it is also shouldering an important mission. Not long ago, the fourth plenary session of the 20th Central Committee of the Communist Party China passed a proposal which designed for the 15th five-year plan of the national economic and social development. It clearly points out that maintaining the stability in Hong Kong and Macau and having Hong Kong and Macau integrated into the macro development of the country is significant. Now we're entering into a new era and marching a new journey. It is important for us to review our successful practices of the one country, two system mechanism, as well as our understanding and implementation of the basic law, so that we can prepare ourselves ready to write a new chapter of the Hong Kong's basic law. Dear colleagues and dear friends, one country, two system mechanism is a very important mechanism to enable the unification of the country as well as the governance of the country. It is also an advantage, and it is unprecedented great feat. One country, two systems. There is no existing experience for us to learn before we launched this one country, two systems, and everything started from zero. So we had to respond to different challenges and difficulties, resolving different problems and issues. And now it is so vibrant and so strong. On the April the 4th, 1990, the National People's Congress enacted the Basic Law in accordance with our Constitution. It also legalized and institutionalized the principle of a one country, two system, clarifying the legal status of a Hong Kong Special Administrative Region and the system in force of a Hong Kong Special Administration. It is also important that we keep deepening, improving, and perfectizing the execution of the one country, two system. And in a legal sense, we have also been promoting the surviving and prospering of this new mechanism. We have overcome a lot of difficulties in this journey. Mr. Deng Xiaoping spoke very highly of the Basic Law. He said that it is a law that had international and historical significance. In the Basic Law, there is a preamble and 160 articles, 3 annexes. It also involved the relationship between the central government and the special administrative region, as well as the obligations of the citizens in Hong Kong. It covers a wide range of areas. And also, if you look at the Basic Law, and it contained very extensive details. So for the interest of time, I won't be able to elaborate all the details to you, but I would like to focus on the following areas, particularly in the execution of the special law, of the Basic Law, what practices we have got. Realizing smooth transition and setting up a special administrative region, in a general sense, it is understood that from July the 1st of 1997, the Basic Law should be enacted. However, if you look at the implementation, actually the law could be traced back as early as in 1990. At that time, we started preparation, and then the Basic Law also played a very important role during the transition period. By passing this Basic Law, the People's Congress also passed the resolution of setting up a Hong Kong Special Administrative Region, being the first administration, how to elect the Legislative Council, as well as how to set up a government. So, as demanded by restoring our sovereignty in special region, as authorized by the People's Congress, in July 1993, a preparation committee was set up for the establishment of the special administration. I believe some of you were already involved into the preparation. So in January 1996, the People's Congress Hong Kong Special Administrative Steering Preparation Committee was officially set up. The pre-preparation committee and the preparation committee implemented the spirit of the Basic Law, and they had done quite a lot of work in preparing the establishment of the special administrative region. For example, in May 1996, the Standing Committee of the National People's Congress explained the several issues concerning the application of international law in Hong Kong Special Administrative Region. In February 1997, the decisions to deal with the regional laws of Hong Kong under Article 160 of the Basic Law, so on and so forth, they were all resolved as per the recommendations of the for the preparatory committee, therefore solving a lot of existing issues at that time. So this is one aspect. Secondly, it also made legal interpretations in accordance of our law, so preparing for the transitions. According to the Constitution and the Basic Law, the Standing Committee of the National People's Congress interpreted the Basic Law. It is their power. It is also their responsibilities. So altogether, they issued 5 interpretations. So, for example, in June 1999, they interpreted the Article 24 in their Basic Law, which solved the issue of a settlement of the Hong Kong residents as well as their children living in Hong Kong as permanent residents. And also, it clearly pointed out that the original intention of the relevant legislation had been reflected into the opinions. Another example is that in August 2011, according to the request of the Court of Final Appeal of Hong Kong, a new interpretation was given for Article 13, Paragraph 1 and Article 19 of the Basic Law, which resolved the issues of the application of the principle of national immunity of a Hong Kong Special Administrative Region. The Standing Committee once again helped with resolve the issues. So therefore, in the past few years, the legal interpretation has been very effective. Another example is that in April 2004, the committee interpreted the Article 7 of Annex 1 as well as Article 3 of Annex 2 of the Basic Law. In April 2005, the committee interpreted Article 53, Paragraph 2 of the Basic Law, and in November 2016, the committee interpreted Article 104. So 3 interpretations afterwards. The embodiment of the successful time of the successful practice, maintaining the security of the country is the ultimate responsibility of the central government. It is also the legal obligation of the Hong Kong SAR. During a period of time, the security was affected by internal and external barriers, and a lot of obligations were not being implemented and executed, and the Basic Law was not being able to be implemented successfully, and there was a serious situation in Hong Kong. That during the 4th plenary session of the 19th Central Committee of the Communist Party, on the 28th of May 2020, the National People's Congress exercised the functions and the powers conferred by the Constitution, and according to the relevant provisions of the Constitution of the Basic Law, made a decision on establishing and improving the Hong Kong SAR, as well as the decisions on legal systems, improving the situation. And on the 30th of June, the National People's Congress also authorized the Standing Committee to include this law as the Annex 3 of the Basic Law. So I just want to make one more point, that according to my understanding, the Resolution 520 for the National People's Congress, it is just the authorization mandate, and yet it also carried some substantive requirements by the central government, because Hong Kong SAR. So this law was included into the Basic Law as Annex 3. The People's Congress, as well as its steering committee, as well as a standing committee, decided to add legislative methods in order to reverse the chaos in Hong Kong and achieved a major turning point. It is a milestone. And also, in March 2024, the Hong Kong passed the National Security Ordinance by the government in performing the limitation of liability, stimulated the Basic Law and provided a solid foundation. So by improving the Hong Kong's electoral system and firmly implementing the principles of patriots administering Hong Kong, it is important that we must keep the power in the hands of the patriots. And in this way, we can really reflect the principle of let the patriots administering Hong Kong. In November 2016, in the Basic Law, Article 106, as well as in November 2020, a decision was made on the issue of a membering of the Hong Kong Legislative Council. That is, through the relevant provisions of the Hong Kong National Security Law, Patriot's administration in Hong Kong will be further implemented. In January 2021, President Xi Jinping listened to the then Chief Executive debriefing, emphasized that Hong Kong has turned from chaos into governance, and it is Hong Kong's responsibility to rebuild the city. And because it is the matter about national sovereignty, it is also a matter of safeguarding the development of Hong Kong in a stable manner. So only later the Patriots administering Hong Kong can we really implement the laws and regulations in basic law so that we can maintain the constitutional order in the city.
And also the various deep-seated problems can be effectively solved, and Hong Kong can achieve a long-term peace and stability, and made contributions to the great rejuvenation of the Chinese nation. On March 11th of the same year, the loopholes and the shortcomings in Hong Kong's election system and the mechanism were targeted. The National People's Congress made a decision to improve the electoral system. And on March 30th, the Standing Committee of the National People's Congress, NPCC-CSC, approved Annex 1 of the Basic Law and Annex 2, in accordance with the mandate of the NPC decision and the core elements of the basic principles stimulated in the Basic People's Congress. That is the method of selecting the chief executive. And also the National People's Congress and its standing committee decided to amend the law and to also firmly implement the principle of patriots administering on Hong Kong. Another manifestation of successful practice is the promotion of connectivity and better integrate Hong Kong into the overall development of the country. To promote this interconnectivity in Hong Kong and the mainland, as early as on October 2006, the Standing Committee of the National People's Congress made a decision that Hong Kong's SAR is authorized to exercise its relations with the Shenzhen Bay Port and the Hong Kong port area. And this is in accordance with the law of the Hong Kong SAR. And the second decision is about the establishment of the port at the West Kowloon Station of the Guangzhou-Shenzhen Hong Kong Express Rail Link to implement the co-location inspections. And it confirms that the cooperation arrangement is in accordance with the Constitution and the Basic Law. It provides a solid legal foundation for implementing this inspection. And these two decisions are also of a ground-breaking significance. In particular, we are still studying the decision of a co-location inspection, and we hope this will become a strong foundation for the construction of the Greater Bay Area. And the connotation is still very rich, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends. President Xi Jinping has pointed out many times the central government implements the principle of one country, two systems, and adheres to this principle. First of all, we have severely ensure it will not change. And secondly, it will become more comprehensive and also accurate to ensure it will not be deformed. And in the celebration of the 25th anniversary of Hong Kong's return to the motherland, and also at the Macau's return to the motherland, President Xi also said we must persist this system for a long time. And he also emphasized on the new journey, it is necessary to comprehensively promote the legalization of all aspects of the country's work. And we need to build a strong country and a national rejuvenation with a strong legal guarantee. With the in-depth study and the comprehension of Mr. Xi's thought on the rule of law, there are 5 insights to share with you. Firstly, we must comprehensively and accurately grasp the relationship between the one country and the two systems, and firmly adhere to the fundamental purpose and the supreme principle of one country, two systems. The preamble to the Basic Law states, the one country, two system is to safeguard the national unity and the territorial integrity and maintain Hong Kong's prosperity and stability. And this is the fundamental purpose of a one country, two systems. And he also profoundly pointed out the principle of one country, two system is a complete system. One country is the premise and the foundation for the implementation of the two systems. And the two systems are subordinate from one country and are unified with one country. And safeguarding national sovereignty, security, and the development interests is the highest principle of this one country, two systems. And after the return, an alternative interpretation of the one country, two system was once appeared in Hong Kong and deliberately opposite these two systems. And this misconception has had a negative impact in Hong Kong's practice of one country, two systems. In recent years, central government issued relevant documents and to fully and accurately implement one country, two systems. And Hong Kong's national security law improve the Hong Kong's electoral system, and it also emphasized the first article of the opening article, and also emphasized the Article 1 of the Basic Law, as well as the Article 12. They are the fundamental provisions of the Basic Law, and they require the formal rights and the freedoms of any institution or individual in the Hong Kong SAR. It must not violate the Basic Law. And Article 1 and 12 transform the supreme principle of one country, two systems into universally binding force. Let us review these two relevant provisions. Article 1, the Hong Kong SAR is an inseparable part of the People's Republic of China. Article 12, Hong Kong SAR is a highly autonomous local administrative region directly under the Central People's Government. Secondly, we need to fully and accurately grasp the Constitution and its relationship with the Basic Law, and firmly uphold the Constitution and the Basic Law. The Constitution is the fundamental law of the country, the highest legal embodiment of national sovereignty. It's also the general basis for all laws and regulations of the states. It has the highest legal status in the country, and also the highest legal authority and the legal effect nationwide, including people in Hong Kong. And we must uphold the dignity of the Constitution and ensure the implementation of the Constitution. Article 31, 62 of the Constitution also laid a good foundation of the implementation of one country, two systems. Basic law is a restrictive law of the special administrative region. It also provided the legal basis. And the local laws, including those enacted by the legislature of the SAR, shall not be conflict with the Basic Law. President Xi pointed out that together with the Constitution, And we will also determine the restrictive order of the SAR. In the past, there was some misunderstandings of the basic law. Some people wrongly believed the constitutional system plays a one-time role in formulating the basic law to establish the SAR. And its rooted cause lies in the understanding of the basic law, and it separates the basic law from the constitution. And they didn't understand the common constituent characteristics of this restrictive basic law of the SAR. And they didn't know the fundamental legal role played in this basic law. And in recent years, central government and the National Standing Committee have established improved system and a mechanism for safeguarding national security in Hong Kong. And only then we can effectively deal with the major risks and the challenges occurred in this practice of one country, two systems, and improve the one country, two systems and the new situation. Thirdly, I'd like to talk about the relationship between the People's Congress system and the Special Administrative Region system. The People's Congress system is the fundamental political system of our country. And also this special administrative system adopted by Hong Kong is the special scheme in Hong Kong and Macau, and this is in accordance with the principle of one country, two systems. And the People's Congress systems is very important in the establishment of the system of a special administrative region in the process of operation and improvement. And this People's Congress system has always played important role. And President Xi said the People's Congress system has the function of maintaining the national unity. And the significant advantages is ensuring the long-term peace and the stability of the country. And from May 2020 to March 2021, in less than a year, the National People's Congress and its Standing Committee reviewed a series of decisions and legislation together. And in 2020, May 28th, the National People's Congress has made a decision on establishing the legal system and enforcement for safeguarding national security in Hong Kong, and we called it 528 decision. And on 13th June the same year, the Standing Committee passed the Hong Kong National Security Law, and same day, the Standing Committee decided the Annex 3 to put this in the Annex 3 to the Basic Law. And on August 11th, the Standing Committee made a decision on the constitution of the duties of the 6th Legislative Council of Hong Kong. And at the same time, at the 2021 March 11, and the National People's Congress (NPC) made a decision on improving the electoral systems of the Hong Kong SAR. And the 13th March, the Standing Committee amended Annex 1 to the Basic Law, and the method of selecting the chief executive, and it's made the amendments and added to the Annex 2 of the Basic Law, and also the method for forming the Legislative Council and its election procedures, and also the important institutional arrangements. And those arrangements effectively uphold the restrictive order of the Hong Kong SAR and maintain long-term peace and stability, and promote the steady and far-reaching practice of one country, two systems. So we can see the practice of one country, two systems must adhere to the rule of law, and also the great importance of the People's Congress systems. And the fourth, we need to comprehensively and accurately grasp the relationship between the central and the local government. And we also need to adhere to the unity of the central government overall control power and the protection. And we are a unitary country, and the central government has full control over the local administrative regions. It includes the control over the SAR. It also includes the power directly exercised by the central government and includes high degree autonomous by this SAR. And also we have the principle of authorization. And in the past, Hong Kong society has some misunderstanding of this power relationship.
President Xi Jinping pointed out that the power from the central government is the source of power for Hong Kong to administer this this region in order to implement the highly autonomous administrative power. The Basic Law has set up a lot of regulations and a very important systematic arrangement. So, for example, by authorizing Hong Kong SAR legislative power and stimulated that all the legislations must be reported to the People's Congress for filing. And also, the Hong Kong SAR is authorized to conduct the criminal administrative power on any actions that endangers the security of the country. So according to the Basic Law, the Hong Kong SAR is the head of the administrative region and conduct the political administrative mechanism, and it is responsible for the central government and maintain the implementation of the Basic Law in Hong Kong. In Article 19 of the Basic Law, as well as the Article 47 of the National Security Law in Hong Kong, regarding to the facts, acts, so on and so forth, it is stimulated that the Chief Executive of the Hong Kong SAR has the power to verify these acts and facts. And also, it is also stimulated that the Hong Kong SAR Chief Executive must report and debrief to the central government periodically. So these are also very important practices in the one country, two system mechanism. Number 5, we must understand the relationship between maintaining as well as innovating in order to fully understand the one country, two system arrangement. So we must maintain the good practices as well as keep innovating for the better. This is a very important feature of the China's socialist way of thinking. So by maintaining the good practices, we do not lose our we not get lost in and lose our direction. We do not make mistakes, while we have to keep innovating as at the same time. So changing and without changing, so we have to maintain as well as develop at the same time. As early as in the 80s, last century, Mr. Deng Xiaoping already talked about the changes and the no changes in Hong Kong. He said that for the one country, two system mechanism, don't worry that it will not change. However, sometimes you have to change. The thing is what to change and change for what. So all the changes must be in favor of the prosperity and the growth of Hong Kong. Article 155 of a basic law says that any change or any amendment of the law must not be against the country's basic principles and the policies. And as a containing law in Hong Kong, the basic law is a living tree, and it must be able to adapt and grow according to the changes in the times. For example, in Article 18 of a basic law, it articulates the systematic channel for Hong Kong SAR to communicate to the central government. And also, in this article, you can see that it has been amended and revised 5 times altogether. And another example is that in August 2020, the People's Congress, by following the Constitution and the Basic Law, made a decision that the Sixth Legislative Council would continue resuming the responsibilities and obligations. And because of the because COVID-19, the election was affected and was delayed. So by facing with the new practices and the new situations of one country, two systems, we cannot ask too much by asking us to give all the answers without thinking. So because there are a lot of new happenings, for example, for the high-speed train, when we designed for the one country, two system, there wasn't any high-speed train. There wasn't any one place to inspection mechanisms. So while maintaining the good practices, we have to keep innovating and change for the better by following the one country, two system principle, and by implementing the spirit in our constitution and the basic law. We must keep innovating and undertaking our responsibilities as called by the times. Dear guests, dear friends, as pointed out by President Xi Jinping, currently and in the future for China, we will see a critical period of time for China to keep advancing and realize our great national regionalization. And the 14th Five-Year Plan is coming to an end, and the 15th Five-Year Plan will start soon. Throughout the country, we are working hard to promote the advancement of China's modernization. In Hong Kong, we have seen that the government, as well as all sectors in the society, are also working together by sharing their sense of urgency in growing the economy in order to open a new era of economic growth in the region. I have noticed that the 15th Five-Year Plan have already attracted a lot of attention in Hong Kong and a lot of discussions as well, particularly Hong Kong's active integration into the national development in order to serve the national strategy better. This is very inspiring. I have 5 thoughts to share with you on this regard. First, we have to get a deep understanding of our important mission in the practices of one country, two system. President Xi Jinping stressed that to realize the better development in Hong Kong and Macau, and let them to contribute more to the great national regionalization, we have to understand what is the mission. Xi Jinping has a historical vision, and he also gave us a clear direction of our advancement. Secondly, we have to correctly understand the strategic positioning in our national development by affinity, by backed by the country and connecting to the world. Hong Kong has its unique advantages. Under the one country, two system arrangement, Hong Kong serves as the connection point between China and the world, and it has the dual-way international circulations, and it is a very important gateway between China and the world. It is a very important bridge. Meanwhile, it has a strategic positioning in international shipping, international finance, international trading, so on and so forth. Meanwhile, it is also getting becoming more and more importance in international innovation and technological development. It has attracted international talents, and Hong Kong has a great significance in this regard. after Hong Kong returning to China. Its common law system is growing better and better. In the recent years, Hong Kong has been working hard to build the city into an international legal and dispute resolution service center. And meanwhile, it is also working together with other cities in the Greater Bay Area to facilitate the opening up and growth in the region. So this is also very important. Number three, so we must make sure that the highly autonomous administrative power be implemented well as empowered by the Basic Law. So after 5 years of implementation, we have understood that Hong Kong has the highly autonomous administrative power for the city, and this is also a very important political advantage we have. After returning to China, Hong Kong is also working hard to integrate into the national governance system. Ever since the 12th five-year plan, Hong Kong has been also working hard to maintain its prosperity and growth. And in Chapter 5 and Chapter 6 of Basic Law, you can see a very specific description on how to maintain the prosperity and growth and the significance of maintaining the stability in the region. Meanwhile, there are also specific requirements for the economic and social development in Hong Kong. For example, in Basic Law, Article 109, Hong Kong government must work hard to maintain the economic and legal environment to ensure the international financial hub positioning. In Article 118, the Hong Kong SAR must provide economic and legal environment to encourage investments and technology advancement, as well as supporting the emerging industries. And by exercising the highly autonomous administrative rights, Hong Kong can capture the opportunity to realize better growth. Number four, we must be active in promoting the soft connection between Hong Kong and other GBA cities in the laws and regulations. The Greater Bay Area is a very important part in our national strategy, and it also regarded as a new strategic support point to realize the high quality of development in the region. It is also a new practice under the one country, two system mechanism. It provides great room for all the cities to grow together. One country, two systems, three tariff regions, as well as the three judicial systems, judicial frameworks. The key of success is on innovation to realize the connection of different laws and regulations, and in order to stimulate the circulation of production elements in the region. It is important for Hong Kong. It is also for the national strategy. And secondly, we must deepen the cooperation in the region and enhance the connection of laws and regulations in the Greater Bay Area. President Xi Jinping pointed out that in order to deepen the cooperation in the Greater Bay Area, we must enhance our connections in different judicial regions, as well as the legal frameworks. And all the cities and all the people in the Great Bay Area will benefit from such connections. We must work together and strive for the same direction, and by actively promoting the the systematic innovation and the rural connection, we can give a full play to our one country, two system advantage. Not long ago, we held the 15th National Games in the Greater Bay Areas in different cities. In terms of the rural connections and the systematic connections, we realized a lot of new growth. And these are also very inspiring. I watched a lot of games. For example, the Hong Kong, Macau, Zhuhai bridge was actually turned into one of the competition field. And so it's very interesting and very attractive. Number 5, we must always keep enhancing our political foundation of a one country, two system in the region. That this system must be kept in a long way, and it must be kept consolidating all the time. This is a very important experience we have learned. President Xi Jinping stressed that we must always keep passing the core values of loving Hong Kong and loving Macau. And the Standing Committee of the National Congress have also passed regulations enacting the education of patriotism in Hong Kong and Macau as part of our law. And Article 23 of the Basic Law says that the country can take measures to conduct the historical and educational programs to promote one country, two systems, and to make sure that the residents in Hong Kong and Macau always grow this patriotism.
And this year, we also have the legal publicity education law. Article 14 stipulates that the state shall strengthen publicity and education on the Constitution and the Basic Law, enhance the awareness of the Hong Kong counterparts and the Macau compatriots to uphold the restrictive order for the SAR, and promote the steady and far-reaching practice of one country, two systems, and also continue to strengthen the education of national conditions and national history, as well as the security education, and firmly establish the mainstream value of patriotism. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, history inspires the future and also shoulder the past. And looking back on one country, two system, the basic law we have practiced showed the magnificent process. Looking ahead, and we firmly believe in the one country, two system. And this is the Hong Kong's greatest advantage. National reform and opening up is the biggest stage for Hong Kong. And boarding on this giant ship of the national development is the only way to promote Hong Kong's long-term prosperity and stability. And we firmly believe that in a new era and a new journey, as long as we comprehensively implement the one country, two systems, and we can make great contributions to build a strong country and making great development in Hong Kong. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Yang. Please be seated. We now will have 30 minutes tea break and welcome everyone to the outside of the conference hall to enjoy refreshments. We also sincerely invite you to visit S226 to 227 during the tea break, and showcasing the latest innovative products and service. And welcome all of you to learn more about legal technology and its relevant information. One reminder, please bring along your personal valuables. And the guests participating online do not need to log out. And 30 minutes later, we'll see you soon. Thank you.
各位嘉宾，
Dear distinguished guests, before continuing with today's agenda, I would like to remind everyone to maintain a solemn atmosphere to show our respect to those victims in the dipole fire, and please refrain from giving applause or clapping hands during the conference today. Now, please welcome the Honorable Paul Lam Ting Ko, GPS SAJP, Secretary for Justice of the Hong Kong SAR, and the Honorable Zhang Kokun, SBSJP, Deputy Secretary for Justice of the Hong Kong SAR. At the same time, we'd like to invite Vice Chairman of the Basic Law Committee of the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region of a Standing Committee of the National People's Congress, Professor Huang Yishan, and also Professor Ma Shiheng, Chairman of the Hong Kong Trade Development Council, and Mr. Arthur Yuan, Deputy Chief Executive of the Hong Kong Monetary Authority, and Professor Zhang Xiang, President of the University of Hong Kong, JP. And Mr. Julia Lee, Chief Financial Officer of the Hong Kong Airport Authority. Let's take a group photo. Thank you very much. One more photo. Thank you, everyone. Secretary and the Deputy Secretary, please be seated. At the same time, we'd like to invite today's guest speakers. Stay on stage. And please be seated. And the screen will show your name. And the theme forum is the basic law as the guardian and the promoter of Hong Kong's status as a three centers and hub. And the topic will explore how Hong Kong and the basic law and the one country, two systems fully utilize institutional advantages and to develop and enhance Hong Kong's international finance, shipping, trade centers and develop into international high-end talents. We also have a Q&A session after the discussion. Please submit your questions through the QR code. Now, I will pass the floor to Professor Huang. Before my beginning, I'd like to, on behalf of our four speakers, to express our deepest condolences to the victims in the dipole fire. And this disaster can be said to be a very severe tragedy, but it also reflects the love of our people. And that side is in trouble, and the support of all around. And we see people of Hong Kong, officials of all levels, as well as various enterprises, all extending their hand. And we hope that the people from dipole will be recovering soon. Distinguished guests and friends, on behalf of the Department of Justice, I would like to sincerely welcome all of you to today's summit. And the theme is the basic law as the guardian and the promoter of Hong Kong status as a three centers and a hub. In July 2024, the third plenary of the 20th Century Committee of the Communist Party of China passed the decision of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of China on further deepening reform and promoting Chinese-style modernization, which proposed to give full play to the advantages of the one country, two systems, consolidate Hong Kong's position as an international financial shipping and trade centers, and support Hong Kong and Macau in building an international highland talent hub. And on October 28th of this year, the Central Committee issued a proposal for the 15th five-year plan for national economic and social development. And this proposal also set to leverage the unique advantages and the important role of Hong Kong and Macau in relying on the motherland and connecting the world, consolidate and enhance Hong Kong's position as an international financial, shipping and trade centers, and support Hong Kong's construction as an international innovation and technology center. The third and fourth plenary sessions of the 20th CPC meeting also attached great importance to Hong Kong's unique advantages and role in connecting the world. The above sentence appears in the seventh part of the decision of the third plenary session, and this part specifically elaborates on various national policies and measures related to improving the high-level opening up system, adhering to our country's basic policies of opening up and promote reform through opening up and expand international cooperation. This means our country has incorporated the specific plan of building Hong Kong into three centers and one hub into the national strategy for foreign development, for the overall development, making it an integral part of the comprehensive opening up and land and sea linkage, domestic and international integration policies. So Hong Kong's development of three centers and the one hub mostly directly and effectively reflects the important role of Hong Kong's strengths and the country's needs, and how to leverage these advantages of the basic law in developing these three centers and one hub. And this is the topic of our summit today, and how to safeguard and guard and promote Hong Kong's status as the three centers and the hub.
跟我们分析得很详细。基本法的总方针是维护国家主权、安全和发展利益，坚持中央政府对香港特别行政区拥有全面管制权，和必须坚持爱国者治港这个在世界上通用的政治法则。但是，除了这个总方针之外呢，一国两制还具有和平、正义、合作、互惠的国际意义。所以，基本法既具有国际意义，同时也对促进世界联通呢具有很大的作用。那我们回顾一下呢，邓小平先生在构思“一国两制”之时，他设计这个哲学，除了坚持国家主权、领土完整和香港繁荣稳定之外呢，还包括了以和平、合作、正义、互惠作为基础的政治理念。他认为基本法和一国两制能用和平的方式来解决问题，而且可以为国际上许多问题的解决提供一个有益的线索。邓小平还说，基本法是一部具有历史意义和国际意义的法律。他说，具有历史意义，这不只是过去、现在，而且还包括将来。说国际意义呢，不只是第三世界，还对全人类都具有长远的意义。这都是邓小平先生的原话。另外呢，在2024年12月，那个习近平主席在澳门回归25周年上，他说：“一国两制呢，具有显著的制度优势和强大生命力，是保持香港、澳门长期繁荣稳定的好制度，是服务强国建设、民族复兴伟业的好制度，是实现不同制度和平共处、和平合作共荣的好制度。因此呢，必须长持坚持。”他还说呢，“一国两制呢， 蕴含着和平、包容、开放、共用的价值观，这是中国的，也是世界的，值得共同守护。所以我们看到，无论是邓小平先生或者是习近平主席，都是高度重视这个基本法和一国两制的国际意义，及其它对世界的和平、包容、联通、交流的价值。所以呢，我们今年这个主题啊，法律周的主题是法惠香港，联通世界。所以我们在纪念基本法颁布35周年的论坛上，我们可以有幸请到4位重量级的专家呢，为我们讨论如何通过基本法来保驾护航，使到我们香港能够发展好3个中心1个高地。那这4位专家，他分别是刚好就是3个中心这个1个高地的个别的专家，所以他们每一个人会逐一为我们发言，之后我们再讨论。假如你们有什么问题呢，欢迎你们举手也可以写纸，也可以在电脑上呢来提出你的问题，那我们再讨论。所以我现在呢就先请这个第一位这个阮国恒先生他是我们这个专家来发言请。
好，感谢黄教授，各位嘉宾、各位朋友，大家下午好。首先呢，我非常荣幸有机会参加这个基本法颁布35周年的法律高峰论坛，也感谢律政署给我这个机会来出席这个那么有意义的一个论坛。很简单的讲一句，就是从基本法的颁布以来，其实基本法已经提供了一个香港繁荣稳定的一个坚实的一个基础，也为了香港的金融稳定提供了一个非常坚实的基础。因为有了基本法这个框架呢，我们才可以持续去巩固和发展香港作为一个国际金融中心上面的一些努力，才有可以得到一个保障。今天呢，我想借这个机会呢，也跟大家分享一下，我们对总体宏观的经济的环境的一些观察跟判断，还有就是香港作为一个国际金融中心的最新的发展和机遇的一些看法。首先呢，是从宏观的角度来看，确实全球的经济的格局正在处于一个非常不明朗的一个时期。经济方面，对于各国的财政的赤字和债务的可持续性的忧虑，其实你看这个市场里面的一些参数就可以看到，其实全球对这方面的忧虑都在持续的升温的。全球的最大的经济体当中，美国的利率的路径、通胀的水平，还有它经济增长的前景，还是存在非常大的变数。而联邦储备局未来的
And the global economic landscape is navigating a period of uncertainty. In macroeconomics, concerns over fiscal deficits and debt sustainability continue to escalate. Among the world's largest economies, the interest rate path, inflation, growth prospects, and so forth in the U.S. remain uncertainty, while the Federal Reserve's policy direction and its independence are also drawing market attention. China's economy on the whole maintains its recovery momentum through recent data indicates a phase of moderating growth. Amid such uncertainties, market sentiment fluctuates between caution and optimism. Against the backdrop of recurrent geopolitical tensions, economies are actively building a more resilient and diversified supply chain to reduce reliance on one single market. So these trends will persist, reshaping the international division of labor, while Hong Kong holds advantages in financial and professional services. However, we cannot rely on these advantages only. We have to re-evaluate what role Hong Kong can play in the global supply chain and value chain. Another important topic, which is also emerging, is the technological and the climate transitions, which are reshaping the development of our financial services globally. Technologically, such as tokenization and artificial intelligence, are not only driving innovation in financial products and services, but also posing new demands on industry and regulatory standards, while bringing greater challenges to the security of our financial infrastructure. Even though what I said just now sounds kind of a negative uncertainty, a lot of uncertainties. However, despite the external headwinds, Hong Kong's financial systems has remained robust, and the functions of our international financial center has been sustained and gradually strengthened thanks to the institutional advantages of our one country, two systems. Under under the one country mechanism, Hong Kong benefits from the national policy support and safeguards, gaining direct access to participate in the development of the motherland. And the benefit of two systems allows Hong Kong to maintain a high degree of freedom and openness. And Hong Kong is a bilingual, three languages region, and it is the world's only bilingual common law jurisdiction, aligning with international standards in finance, commerce, and other areas. The basic law further stipulates that the Hong Kong SAR government should provide an appropriate economic and legal environment for maintaining Hong Kong's status as an international financial center, and shall on its own formulate monetary and financial policies and manage and supervise affairs in accordance with the law. Hong Kong dollar as legal tender is free convertible, and the funds flow freely in and out of Hong Kong. Hong Kong has consistently served as a bridge connecting the mainland and international markets, continuing to leverage the advantages of one country, two systems, and internal connectivity and external outreach. While geopolitics brings risks, it also creates opportunities as international investors seek diversification in the assets allocation. And this is what we have seen among a large group of international investors. Hong Kong is precisely the super connector between Chinese and the global capital markets. For many years, Hong Kong has accounted for approximately 50 to 60% of foreign direct investment into mainland. Even as the total volume of investing flowing in and out of the mainland expands with national economic development, Hong Kong's share currently still remains over 60%. Concurrently, about 60% of the mainland's outward direct investment flows to or through Hong Kong. And in terms of security, about the stock market, and presently around 70% of investment into mainland's stock market and 6% into the mainland's interbank bond market is connected via Hong Kong. An increasing number of companies are opting for secondary or dual primary listings in Hong Kong, while high net worth individuals and enterprises regard Hong Kong as a safe and efficient harbor for funds. As I said earlier, against the backdrop of a supply chain restructuring, mainland companies are going global. They can utilize Hong Kong's comprehensive strength in finance, law, accounting, risk management, and the talents to establish regional headquarters or treasury centers here in Hong Kong, therefore expanding their presence internationally. As an international financial center, Hong Kong has withstood multiple tests in recent years, yet our status remains solid and also attributable to the inherited resilience of Hong Kong's financial sector. The linked exchange rate system, or our pegged system, trusted by the market since 1983, has effectively maintained the stability of a Hong Kong dollar exchange rate during volatile periods, therefore providing a persistent and a stable monetary environment. Hong Kong's strength is also supported by the pegged system. Hong Kong's banking system is very well capitalized and liquid, with average capital adequacy and liquidity ratios existing 24% and 172% respectively, and enabling Hong Kong to effectively withstand external shocks and maintain credit supply and market functioning. As by the average, the liquidity ratio is around 100 globally, but Hong Kong's banks maintain 172% already, which enables Hong Kong's bank to fight against any fluctuations in the market. This also allows Hong Kong to go through different cycles, supporting our economic activities. At the same time, in terms of total banking deposits, despite global market changes, our total banking deposits grew by 7% in 2024, and in the first 9 months of this year, it grew more than 10% in the first 9 months. In terms of the asset under management, or AUM, it reached approximately $4.5 trillion by the end of 2024, or a 13% year-on-year increase. As of September this year, over 70 of the world's top 100 banks and 76 out of the world's top 100 asset management firms are operating in Hong Kong. In many years in the past, we have been promoting the offshore RMB, and I will share more figures and prospects in a minute. And our equity market, stock market, has also been very dynamic. And for example, the total IPO numbers this year, Hong Kong ranked #1 in the world. Just now, I talked about our current status. However, we have to continue improving our status of an international financial center. To further consolidate and elevate our status as an international center, we have to capitalize 3 strengths in the upcoming years.
And the first one is to understand and manage the development policies with mainland China. And the second aspect is related to technology and the financial innovation. And the third aspect is about sustainable development and supply chain restructuring. Number one, opportunities in mainland China. And how do we be further integrated in the development situation and seize those opportunities. And we always, over the past decades or two, have been vigorously promoting the interconnection of our financial markets between the Hong Kong SAR and the mainland. And these interconnections, for example, the North Bond and also the Equity Connect and the Bond Connect provide very safe and smooth channels for global funds to enter the mainland market. In addition, and we also have different connects. And we also have the interchange connect as well as the offshore mortgage and also the cross-border repurchase arrangements. In addition, we have the cross-border wealth management connect. and it was upgraded from version 1.0 to 2.0. The number of accounts more than doubled to over 116,000 within a year. In the future, we'll continue to communicate and cooperate closely with the relevant institutions in mainland China. We will also strengthen the hub function of offshore RMB business with the country's promotion, the internationalization of the RMB. The usage rate of RMB in real economy activities is gradually increasing. For example, the proportion of an RMB used for settlement in mainland China's goods trade has increased from 13% in 2019 to nearly 30% currently. And Hong Kong is the largest world offshore RMB business hub, and Hong Kong handles approximately 75% of global offshore RMB payments and holds a leading position in RMB foreign exchanges, financing, and clearing. In addition, in order to further develop the offshore RMB market, the monetary authority will promote RMB asset allocation and increasing the use of RMB in the real economy. And later, we will have a detailed discussion on this regard. So this is number one. Number two, technological and financial innovation. In November, we proposed FinTech 2030. This is a roadmap outlining 4 key areas and encompassing over 40 measures. And the 4 key areas, briefly, we called it DART. And first one is data and payment infrastructure. We will build a secure, efficient, and a stable and a scalable data sharing and cross-border payment facility. A is artificial intelligence, and we will promote responsible and a comprehensive AI application in the industry. Co-building and sharing AI infrastructure and financial industry specific models with the industry and enhancing the service accessibility, convenience, and personalization. R represents resilience, enhancing business and technological resilience. We will establish a secure authentication and architecture and a real-time analysis-based early warning systems for fintech networks, accelerating preparations for for the instability or any volatilities. We will also strengthen the preparation for post-quantum cryptography and build quantum-resistant infrastructure. Last but not least is T, tokenization. We will accelerate the tokenization of real-world assets, RWA, and normalize the issuance of tokenized government bonds. And at the same time, we will also conduct the research related to tokenized foreign exchange and the fund notes, as well as stable coin, and launch the project assembly parallelogram and to do this e-payment platforms and the preparations. We also need to balance the regulation and innovation. And through the close communication with the industry, and we will give them a very comprehensive environment for tests. For example, we will leverage the sandbox to promote the technology development. Number 3, sustainable development and a new supply chain trend and the reshaping of the new supply chain. In the interest of time, I won't elaborate this part. In conclusion, facing multiple uncertainties in the microeconomy and the geopolitical volatilities and the technology issues, but Hong Kong institutional advantages, rule of law, and the basic law and the open market form a solid foundation. The RMB's hub status and the continued deepening of connectivity coupled with long-term planning such as FinTech 2030 and the Sustainable Finance Action Plan and help us seize new opportunities in the risks. And we also want to give a full roadmap of our economic development. We want to maintain Hong Kong's high resilience and flexibility and adaptability, and all of them will help us navigate economic cycles, continue to fulfill our functions as an international financial center, serve our country's need, and connect with the global markets. Thank you again for your time. Thank you. Mr. Yuan, Arthur Yuan, is a very famous financial expert in Hong Kong. He's also the vice president of the Hong Kong Monetary Authority, and he has veteran experience in this area. He just analyzed with us in detail about the entire financial world, including bank, asset management, and foreign exchange management, and so on. There are a lot of figures as well. And we have 1 or 2 minutes to ask your questions. I will kick off to ask the first question. You talk about the number 1 in IPO, and our bank saving and deposits have increased by 7%, and the assets under management are about 4.5 trillion. But as a layman, sometimes I'm not sure. For example, some people say some financial talents are leaving Hong Kong, or some foreign investors are leaving Hong Kong. And how do you see this phenomenon? Thank you for your question. During the COVID, and we had some control and lockdowns, and some foreign countries and places and opened the border earlier. So some expats in the financial industries left Hong Kong and back to their hometowns. But after the COVID and from 2023, and with the work of Hong Kong's government, and in the past 2 to 3 years, we have seen many foreign investors and enterprises and financial talents back to Hong Kong. I don't have a specific number on hand, but in my memory, in the financial institutions in Hong Kong, we need to approve the foreign investors and their talents to work in Hong Kong, and this application must be approved by monetary authority. So at least half of the financial talents, I remember, were not local. So sometimes we need to see the facts and not easily be interrupted by some rumors outside. Sorry, interpreter is inaudible. The question is about the stable coin. Thank you. So my question, in your DARS system, and I'm very pleased that you will promote the stable coins. It's a Hong Kong version on offshore RMB version. So in your forecast, what kind of position we can achieve in the market? Thank you for your question. Your observation is correct. Basically, the stable coin at present, the majority is still controlled by the US dollar. However, the stablecoin market nowadays is not very large for the time being. So we feel there is still a space for our development. Why we need stable coins? And there are three tokenization liquidation models. One is a stable coin, and another is about the deposit converted tokenization. And the third is the central bank's digital currency conversion of the tokenization. And you see the UK and the United States, as well as Switzerland, are launching their own stablecoin systems. And also, they are doing the licensing arrangement. Hong Kong, in this regard, have already passed the relevant laws in August, and we are earlier than theirs. And it has already been passed by the Legislative Council. So your question is the market position of the Hong Kong dollar, right, in the stable coin market. I think it's possible, and we have the potential, because after we opened this application, there are over 36 applications we have received. And the 36 applications are about the stable coin. So the potential in the market is very large. Of course, there are different companies exploring different scenarios, and our position is simple. In terms of promoting this and improving this stability, we have to maintain the balance, the stability. And in the promoting of the stable coin, we also need to shed light on the stability.
的发展
I mentioned the balance in my speech twice, and we have to keep a balance. If any major risk arises in the future, then we will be in trouble. So that's why we have to keep balance. Please don't worry. We will control this gate well. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Ran. Now let's switch our gear from a financial center to the shipping center. Our next speaker is Mr. Julian Li, the Executive Director, Finance from Airport Authority. Mr. Li, please. Mr. Zhang, Professor Huang, dear distinguished guests, good afternoon. I'm a representative from the aviation sector, and I would like to share with you some of my thoughts how we can guarantee our business under the one country, two system, the basic law, and enable Hong Kong as an international shipping center, aviation center. Hong Kong does not have the international airport only. Hong Kong is also the gateway connecting China and the world through our aviation services. So I would like to elaborate from three aspects and let you know what we can do to enable the growth of Hong Kong's aviation. First of all, how can we guarantee our regional and international status as the aviation player? And number two, I'm going to talk about the transportation protocols and we have assigned. And finally, some of the single tariff as well as the free trade arrangements. Before I go into the details about the 128, 129, and 12030 articles in the basic law, you have to understand that they have been very stipulations in the basic law. As I mentioned, these 3 articles, which governs our day-to-day operations after the technical requirements. That means that we have to keep improving our technologies, our strategies, so as to further enhance our competitive advantage. Our airport has been maintaining the status of an international aviation hub. For 14 times, we are regarded as the busiest aviation hub in the world. We have over 200 nodes internationally. Before the peak COVID, the peak transportation is 75 million people times. And of course, we are expanding our airport, and that is the 3rd runway after 8 years of growth, of development. And on the 28th of November last year, the 3rd runway was put into operations, which served as a very important milestone for Hong Kong aviation. Our cargo and passenger transportation capability can further enhance to 120 million passengers, as well as 10 million metric tons. So in Article 133 and 134, you can find that in these 2 articles, we have the chance to enjoy the flexibility, and Hong Kong will be further strengthened our international status as an aviation hub. So these 2 articles guarantees that we can have signed agreements with other countries and regions after negotiation on the aviation right, so that the Hong Kong airlines, Hong Kong has different airlines, and we can issue the license to the airliners for aviation. Based on this, we can further consolidate our international status of aviation hub. As for the aviation right, I wouldn't go into the details, but they involve some technical issues here. So aviation right is a core concept according to the International Aviation Organization. So, there's the International Civil Aviation Treaty. Any airline which is to operate a flight, then it must get the aviation right first. So usually it is a bilateral or multilateral treaty that is between Hong Kong and another party, or between China with another foreign government. So there are different levels regarding this right. First of all, the primary right, that is, you just fly over, with no stop. Second one is technical landing. That is, if anything emergency arises. The third one is the ascending or the picking passengers. And here you can see there's also a right regarding to this. And there's the fifth right. Fifth right is that for any third party, you allow the picking and sending of goods or passengers to a third party. That is through a third party, through a third country, you can fly to your destination. So regarding all these 5 levels of rights, can we directly connect or contact the other party? Can we attract different foreign airliners to come to Hong Kong and conduct business here? Because this is a very important foundation as an international aviation hub. In Hong Kong International Airport, we have offices from 140 airliners, and every day over 1,000 flights taking off or landing to Hong Kong. And we have about 200 aviation stops. And as of the end of May this year, Hong Kong has already signed over 80 civil commercial flight-related documents. And Hong Kong is also working together with many partners, including the Shanghai government, in expanding the commercial flight arrangements. So about 60% of our capacity has been elevated. So in this way, airlines can adopt more technologies and deliver more services. Another point is also important. In addition to our airport, we have airliners. So this is also important. You have a good airport, you must have a good airliners. Basically, the basic law authorizes different airliners to get a license and operate here in Hong Kong. And Cathay Pacific is the biggest airliner in Hong Kong. After many years of development, it has a very well-established flight network. And this helps Hong Kong in maintaining our international aviation hub status. In 2006, Cathay Pacific has been growing very fast, and now by leveraging the close distance to the mainland China, Cathay Pacific is also growing very fast together with the airlines from mainland. And you can see that our air flights are flying to not only the Southeast Asian countries, Korea, and so forth, they are also flying to more and more European and American countries. So you can see this is a new flight between Hong Kong and Bangkok. In addition to connecting to the world, we as just one node in the network, we must maintain very good connections with the mainland. So currently, we have connections to over 50 aviation points in mainland. This is a very big number. Meanwhile, we are also working very hard trying to leverage the fifth aviation right to attract more airliners to Hong Kong. They may just pass through Hong Kong, but by attracting them, we can enhance our competitiveness of Hong Kong. So as for helping businesses going global, we have also achieved some progress. In Hong Kong airport, we have our platform, so we can manage our airport very efficiently. Very good example is here that we have a managed aviation technology. The technology was developed by a startup company in Beijing. So we conducted a lot of tests, and after proving that it is successful, now it is accepted by not only us, but also we are also helping the startup to expand its presence in other countries, such as Singapore, Qatar, as well as other Middle East countries. So outside of mainland, Hong Kong is the first region to place an order for C919. And I think that for C919, it can leverage Hong Kong as a platform in going global. Last October, Hong Kong MA and China Commercial Flight signed a cooperation agreement, hoping that we can leverage Hong Kong to promote the C919 planes in the world. About free trade, cargo transportation is very important for us. So we need to have a free trade, and this is our advantage. Basic law guarantees that we have the status of a free hammer, and we don't levy any tariff. We have a free trade policy, and we can guarantee the free flow of capital and goods. As a separate tariff region, we can join international trade treaties by using Hong Kong's name to maintain the international trading network. Meanwhile, we have aviation logistics services, and the cargo transportation also helps Hong Kong in enhancing our international aviation hub status. As I said earlier, in the past 14 years, we have been ranking #1 status in the world, and we have been the busiest airport. We have already dealt over 5 metric tons of goods each year, and indeed it is very busy. For Hong Kong, we are very close to the Great Bay Area, and the volume of cargo transportation is very big. However, in terms of percentage, only 2%, only because of the pressures of more expensive goods would be transported by aviation. So therefore, we see great potential here. We hope that the highly valuable goods, more of such goods can use our aviation services in transportation. So we are leveraging the basic law as well as the free trade zone and the separate tariff region advantages. We are also doing a lot of in-transit transportation, shipping the goods, transiting the goods from Hong Kong to all over the world, including Southeast Asia and so forth. So we have been working hard to maintain our faster growth. In Hong Kong MA launched a very new idea, which is called the aviation ocean transportation, linked transportation. So the goods are from the upper stream, that is from the Greater Bay Area, for example, in the warehouses in Dongguan. So we have a logistics park there in Dongguan. And in this way, we can reduce the time for goods customs clearance of the goods. And the goods can be shipped from Dongguan directly to Hong Kong Airport. This plan was launched in April 2023, and now 23 airliners are using the services, and over 1,220 forwarders are happy with these services. So with the great support from both governments in Hong Kong and in Dongguan, this program has been running very well. We hope that we can further improve the efficiency of this program. Therefore, we can further cut the cost by half. Of course, in terms of time saving, we hope that we can further save 1/3 of the time needed. In terms of commercial development for Hong Kong Airport, it is not only a gateway for a passenger leaves or comes to Hong Kong. We hope that we can build Hong Kong Airport into a world top-class landmark to attract more people from Hong Kong, from Greater Bay Area, from other major markets in China. In January this year, we released our new brand for the Skytopia. Skytopia, that is the airport's city. So we are building the infrastructure of Skytopia so that we can provide a platform to the investors and let them to invest here in Hong Kong. Here you can find warehouses for pieces for artworks, as well as the second phase of the development of AWE, as well as the yacht harbor for near the airport. Meanwhile, we are also developing the free trade zone there, and we have just opened an auto parking lot there. We call it e-Bofe. It's a park and fly.
And allowing the tourists from Macau and Guangdong through the Hong Kong-Zhuhai Macau Bridge and parked their cars in this place. And after the parking, and they will be transferred to our airport. And this will save the time for the tourists, and they don't repeat the action from the inspection from different borders. And those vehicles not need to be registered in Hong Kong, and within 24 hours, and they will have the positioning. And after promoting those measures, we want to save the time for the risks and increase the efficiency for those tourists, and also feel that the convenience of the GBA. In the 15th five-year plan, and the central government promoted the position given to Hong Kong that we must leverage Hong Kong and Macau's unique advantages and important role in being backed by the motherland. So we must consolidate this role and position. Thank you, Mr. Lee. Any questions from the floor? You talk about the aviation, and you didn't mention about the sea transport or maritime transportation. As we know, the sea transportation is ranked very high, and in Hong Kong, Hong Kong's ranking is very high, and the development is good. But in the past decades, a lot of ports are well developed in mainland. So, what's our positioning in this regard? In terms of the sea transport, it's really not my expert area. And I think it's different from the air transportation, different from the airport. And for example, in terms of the maritime transportation, it includes various ports and also intermodal transportation. They also face different challenges. But in terms of the air transportation, and we learned a lot of experiences and lessons. We need to strengthen our development in the air transportation. If we don't have the coordination mechanism, it's very hard to maintain the air transportation hub. That's the reason why we need to build the logistics park in Dongguan. And there are a lot of barriers we have to break through. And you can imagine there are a lot of challenges during the COVID. For example, the lockdowns for some truck drivers and some cargoes could not be transferred through Hong Kong, and they were transported by other airports and ports. So this will cause very big problem to the shippers and the goods owners. And we need to solve all those bottlenecks. And we want to reduce the cost to build the logistics park in Dongguan by leveraging the land resources and the manpower in mainland China. At the same time, we need to solve the manpower shortage. And all these measures aim to reduce the cost. And from the perspective of cost, we see the pressures, but we have to exert our effort and to overcome those bottlenecks. And we also have a lot of strengths and advantages, for example, our connectivities, and also our air freedoms. And this is very important. In addition, DHL. Hong Kong is one of the three biggest hub globally for DHL, and we have to maintain our advantages and our position. Can I chip in? And I'm not an expert in air transportation, but in the past year, and we did an important survey. You talk about the sea freight. Some goods may not necessarily pass through Hong Kong. But in terms of trade services, for example, supply chain management, and also the reshaping process of many supply chain, we have strong trade systems and strong air transportation systems, as well as very strong logistics management experience, including financial and insurance and banking services. If we integrate all of them, And from the modern supply chain management perspective, maybe we can see the future development of a supply chain will be like in 5 years. What kind of regional management center of a supply chain should it be in Hong Kong? We think value-added services is very important, and we have the advantages in this regard because we have a relatively smooth connection with the mainland ministries and commissions. In terms of data connectivity, we can strengthen our communication and to have the priority to deal with those relevant data issues. So I feel that focus may not be on the cargo transportation nowadays. Of course, it's important, and air operation is very important, but there are a lot of important supporting services, and we can catch the opportunity. Yes, thank you very much. Next, we'd like to invite Frederick Ma. Professor Frederick Ma, GBSJP, and he's a chairman of the Hong Kong Trade Development Council. And he was the director of Hong Kong Government Financial Affairs. So you are very famous. I would like to hear your opinions. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. My Mandarin is not very professional. If you cannot understand, perhaps you can raise your hand. I will use Cantonese in supplementing. First of all, I think Hong Kong is part of China, and the place is very unique. Under the basic law, in one country, two system, we have many advantages. Most importantly, is our legal system, and this put us in a very unique place. We have common law, and common law provides many businessmen with confidence, no matter they are from abroad or domestic. And we also have an independent judiciary system. This is very important, and to the foreign investors and the business people, because this is a guardian, a guarantee. And with the 35th anniversary of the Basic Law, and this implementation is very well and under this legal framework. And we build a good business environment. In addition, we also have our own currency, Hong Kong dollar. It was also mentioned by Arthur. Our financial system is efficient. At the same time, we have the free flow of the fund. And this is also very important, the liquidity. So Hong Kong is a very special place with its own legal system and the currencies and the customs, which put Hong Kong in a very unique place, and we called it super connector. Together, we are different from the cities in other cities in China, and we have a very unique place. This is a very special position for Hong Kong. And central government proposed 3 centers: financial, shipping, and trade centers. I think it's wrong to invite me. Why? Let me explain. The Trade Development Council was established in 1966, 59 years ago. Back then, Hong Kong was just a port, and there was no such thing as financial center. And 59 years ago, we established the Trade Development Bureau. And the purpose was to promote Hong Kong as a trading center. But in the past 59 years, Hong Kong has changed a lot from a trading center to a financial center together with the shipping center. So the trade development, the role of the Trade Development Council has changed a lot. We promote everything as long as you have any business, not just owning the trade. We also promote finance, and every year we have the Asian Financial Forum. And also, Hong Kong Monetary Authority has the Asia Financial Summit. So our Asia Financial Forum is left behind. So next year, we will change this Asian Financial Forum and putting the elements of industry development. And we have to be changed again. And we also have our shipping conference and Hong Kong to promote Hong Kong as a shipping hub. And then last month, we also have the logistics, International Logistics Conference. And many participants come to Hong Kong. So maybe in the future, we should change our name. Trade Development Council can be changed to the Business Development Council, etc. At the same time, trade is important. Trade is about 2.5% of our GDP. A lot of imports and exports, and also the supply chain mentioned by President Yuan, and the digitalization, trade digitalization is also one of our focus. And the monetary authority is very helpful in terms of the trade digitalization. So trade is very important. But I want to emphasize, apart from trade, the HKTDC is also promoting various kinds of business. And every year, we held different exhibitions in Hong Kong, more than 40 exhibitions and promotions. Of course, for ordinary people, the most popular one is the book affair. But apart from those exhibitions, we also have the jewelry exhibitions, travel exhibitions, etc. In addition, we have meetings and conferences at an Asian Financial Forum and the Belt and Road Forum.
We also work together with Department of Justice to promote our law and the legal services. Why? Because, as I said earlier, law is extremely important for the businessman. So that's why we have to go to other countries outside of Asia, of course, including Asian countries such as Thailand, to promote our law and the legal services. And recently in ASEAN, in Middle East, those regions are very important to us because we are the super connector. We plan that before the end of next year, we will invite people from Middle East, including some the national leaders, to come to China to attend our events. We also invite leaders from ASEAN countries so that we can really play a role as a super connector. Last year, our chief executive said in his report that we have to go global as well. I fully agree, because this is something that a super connector has to do. Now in China, a lot of companies, they're getting bigger and bigger, and they're getting better and better. A lot of them are already operating globally. However, there are still some companies, especially less big companies, they have plans to go global. So our job is to help them. we worked together with Bank of China. We signed a MOU with Bank of China. That is, we help the businesses in mainland to go global. I think for Hong Kong TDC, this will be a very important task for us. Our chief executive said that he's going to invite the head of TDC and organize a working committee dedicated for the task of helping the Chinese businesses going global. Let me share with you a story. You know, in mainland China, there are so many businesses, and they are even faster in going global than the Hong Kong companies. Back in 2006, I was working in the Hong Kong government. I was a director in the department. I went to Dubai. At that time, there was a young man. He gave me his business card. I took a look and I said, "So what do you do in your business?" He said, "We are a tech company. So it's on telecommunication technology." I said, "How many years have you been in Middle East?" He said, "7 to close to 8 years." I still remember that I met him once again at the general conference. There was a cocktail party organized by the general consulate in Dubai. I met him, and he said he had been there for 7 or 8 years. I asked him what business it is, and so he said, in 2006, I didn't know that there was such a company, but they already operated overseas back then, and now this company is very, very big. So therefore, you can see Chinese businesses, when they go global, Hong Kong can help. So Hong Kong has a unique role to play. Hong Kong can help mainland businesses to expand into the international market. We can also promote our trade services, financial services, shipping services, and so on and so forth. We can help. Next year, it will be our 60th anniversary of Hong Kong TDC. 60 years, Hong Kong has already changed great a lot, and Hong Kong is more and more successful. Being an important part of China, Hong Kong can play a very big role. But I think more importantly, we have the basic law. The basic law has enabled a very good environment for businesses. And on top of the basic law, we can play a lot of roles. We can do a lot of things. And this year, the Department of Justice organized this seminar on the basic law. I think this is the right thing. We must support more the DOJ, and Hong Kong TDC supports DOJ quite a lot. In this way, we can let the whole world know our system, our services, and let them know that Hong Kong has the best business environment here. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Professor Ma. So let me ask the audience, do you have any questions for Mr. Ma? So this young man, please. Good afternoon, Professor Ma. Good afternoon. So I'm very glad to have this chance and ask the question. You said that in Hong Kong we need to do a lot of marketing, a lot of promotions if we want to do a business. In the past decades, the Hong Kong used to be a transit trading center, and now later is a light industry center, and now it's the financial center. Now, with the backdrop of blockchain and AI, my question is, how do you understand what you do in TDC, and what will be your future growth under the wave of new technologies? Thank you for your question, a very good one. Hong Kong TDC, our Trade Development Council, must follow all the changes out there in the market, the economic changes in particular. As I said earlier, so we have the Asian Financial Forum. Next January, we will hold the Asian Financial Forum once again. One of the topics for the forum is AI and then robotics. as well as as a robotics. Apologies for my Mandarin. Yeah, robotics. One session will be dedicated for the discussions on robotics. So you have to, please follow our activities and our events. So there will be more and more AI, robotics exhibitions, conferences, so on and so forth. So we will focus more and more in these areas. We must keep the right pace with all the changes in the market. We must be hurry to grow. So with the Asian financial forums, so we will dedicate some discussion on that. This is also a very good reason. So thank you. We know that for the third and the fourth plenary session of our People's Congress, as well as the Premier's working report, both mentioned about the policy of the integrated education of technical talents. So be it for finance or shipping or trading, so everything goes back to talents. So can I ask Mr. Zhang to tell us his thoughts about talents? He's a world-renowned scientist. He has great a lot, and now he's the president of Hong Kong University. He's working in the education sector. Can you please share with us what we can do with education? Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm really happy to be here to have an exchange with you. I have some slides here, as I'm going to talk about the talents and education. So before I go to the details of my presentation, actually I feel I have learned a lot. One thing I have felt deeply is that in Hong Kong, one country, two systems is important. And I grew up in mainland. I stayed in the U.S. for 29 years, and then I'm in Hong Kong. So I have been basically lived in three places. Very often, I think that Hong Kong has a very special culture. So finance, economic, and people are busy making money. It's very natural. The one country, two systems. Hong Kong is a part of China. This is an integral part. Hong Kong has always been one of the major contributors to our economy. And because of one country, two systems, our tariff rate is very low. We are very open for trading. We have a common law here in Hong Kong. And you can do a lot of things that are not possible in mainland, for example, shipping and trading. So in these areas, we can really make a fortune. So the prosperity in Hong Kong, the growth of the economy in Hong Kong has a lot to do with the one country, two systems mechanism. As the professor said earlier, one country, two systems is very important. But first of all, one country comes first. Otherwise, you cannot give a full play to the two systems arrangement. Just try to think out of the box. I've been in Hong Kong for some years. I have already felt the advantages that one country, two systems has brought to Hong Kong. Of course, we cannot rely on this mechanism solely in your business. So usually people would think in this way. We have to have a long-term vision, how we can grow Hong Kong in the long term, how we can grow economy in the country in the long term. So as the speakers earlier said, that from the global governance point of view, from the national governance point of view, by implementing one country, two systems well, we can demonstrate to the world that we can grow our socialist country well. We can also grow the capitalist Hong Kong well. In this way, we can lead the global governance. So in Hong Kong, Mr. Sun Chunqiang, who is also alumni of Hong Kong University, he brought a grand vision to us. That is the unified world. Do we really have such a concept for Hong Kong? One country, two systems can really provide different possibilities for our global governance in the future. Talking about the current economic situation in the world, so the Western countries are withdrawing from different groups. However, we have to enhance our international cooperations. Hong Kong is not only a superconnector. Hong Kong must provide leadership in international corporations. Such leadership is really lack in many cities. You can find them well in mainland. So because of the common law in Hong Kong can take the initiative in leading the global and international cooperation. So this is really great significance. Now, let me narrow down to my area, that is education in universities, how we can educate talents, how can we nurture talents. So as the Professor Huang said earlier, talents are critical for any country, for any region. If you want to grow your economy, if you want to grow your society, if you want to grow your civilization. Now, I would like to talk from three aspects. I've been here for 7 years. The basic law guarantees the integrated growth of education and technology. This is crucial for Hong Kong. So in terms of the technical education, Hong Kong government has invested great a lot in education. I must thank the Hong Kong government for this. You may have already known that in the past few years, among the top 100 universities, 5 are from Hong Kong. In mainland, there are 5 universities as well, and Hong Kong actually accounts for half of the total universities included in the top 100 universities. And then you can also see that in London there are 4 and New York 3. In terms of talent ranking, Hong Kong ranks number 4, and the mainland is 38. So Hong Kong is also very strong. So this is also because of the guarantee by the basic law. There's a research.com, which is a global rating organization on scholars. So among the 26 disciplines in Hong Kong, 26 number 1 scholars, and 14 of them are from Hong Kong. It's over 50% of the total number of scholars. That is over half of the scholars, top scholars, are from Hong Kong. So Hong Kong is really very powerful in this regard. So Hong Kong, this has a lot to do with Hong Kong's one country, two systems arrangement. So it is easier for Hong Kong to attract talents globally than the cities from mainland. Of course, Hong Kong has its challenges. I will talk about that in a minute. So why Hong Kong is so attractive, so appealing to the international talents? Because of the fusion of our cultures, West and East, not only the languages, but also culture. Hong Kong is a very tolerant society, and yet there are some shortcomings. In Hong Kong University, there are some talkings, some protectionism, so on and so forth, which is understandable, which is natural. That's why we have been working hard to keep improving ourselves. Hong Kong's higher learning institutes of higher learning have to lead the world because we must attract talents from all over the world, not only from Hong Kong. So one country, two systems. I always give an example to my colleagues. Talk about Harvard University. Harvard is professors. See, if all the professors are from Boston, then Harvard would never be a top university in the world. Another point I want to make is that
And there's talents internationalization. That's not about this color of skin. It's about the mind and also a mindset, as well as their visions. So we always see that the lot of the proportion of Hong Kong universities is increasing every year in the foreign universities. Of course, with their trumps suppressing some Chinese scholars, they are willingly to come to Hong Kong. And those scholars are actually the international talents, and we cannot simply label them as talents from mainland. So one country, two system, as I mentioned before, is a very important cornerstone. So give full play to the advantage of the one country, two systems. This is the biggest strength for Hong Kong. Many other universities in China don't have this strength. And you see a very good advantage in the global finance and the trade. and the public security and transportation business environment in Hong Kong are all good. And I just chatted with top scholars during lunch. I said, if your goal, if your daughter, for example, if your daughter is 14 years old, and if she comes to Hong Kong, it's very safe, and she can go to the party until 12 o'clock in the night, and there will be no problem. And Hong Kong government has different policies to attract talents, and they also need to have a very solid legal protection. And this protection is very important, and this will guarantee the inventions as well as the effectiveness. In addition, we need to safeguard the academic autonomy of the universities. And the one country, two systems. Article 34, it has said about the protection of Hong Kong's residents and also the academic research and the literary creation has the freedom. And there are freedoms of activities of other cultures. And Article 137 talk about the freedom of religious organizations, and also they have the freedom, and the educational institutions have the freedom to use their teaching materials. At the same time, students have the freedom to choose their schools and study outside Hong Kong. And there are a lot of freedom of technology. Maybe in the next 10 years, they will have a very flexible IP policies. And in University of Hong Kong, our IP policies are very liberal, and 18% are given to the inventor. And this will trigger a lot of motivation, right? And this kind of policy guarantee is very, very important. And patent protection, I mentioned before. So those are the English version of the articles. And all those articles are related to the university education autonomy. And many people ask me about what are the first-class universities. First-class universities, and everyone has its own opinion. I think in Hong Kong, the basic law is an important foundation for protecting universities in Hong Kong and pursue our first-class excellence. To me, I think a first-class university must take lead in the civilization in the world. And we also cultivate the talents. But leading the civilization is more important. And this civilization exists in the faculty of liberal arts, or the department of our liberal arts, and the faculty of science and law, and their knowledge, and also these academic papers will lead the further development of the civilization. At the same time, we need to create knowledge and innovation. For example, the chemistry and invention and the knowledge and innovation are very critical. And also, a first-class university needs to contribute to the society, including cultivating talents as well as the civil servants. And this kind of cultivating talents is not rigid, and we must be flexible. For example, in this fire incident, we sent our medical team from the medical school to help them and rescue the wounded. We also sent our psychological expert of the School of Social Science. And we also assign some coaching team to support them. And those are the contributions we made to the society. In addition, we also need to talk about our strengths as an international trading center. We need to attract the talents. Compared with Europe, our salary is a little higher than that in Europe, and our tariff and also the salary taxes are just half of it. So this is very attractive to some European talents. In the current economic environment, we need to have the double circulation, internal circulation and external circulation. And otherwise, it will be the decoupling proposed by Donald Trump. And if we put the two cycles together, and the point of a connection in the middle is Hong Kong, because Hong Kong is the super connector, and it also the representative of infinity. There are a lot of possibilities other than the economic, and there are a lot of benefits. So Hong Kong has a very unique advantages. So let me introduce some of the academic development of Hong Kong U, and we are honored to be ranked first in Asia this year, which is not easy. I remember 8 years ago, I came to Hong Kong. We had alumni and who wanted to see me off in San Francisco, and I was in San Francisco. And the 70-something medical school alumni come to me to say, well, President, how come when I was studying in the Hong Kong U in the 70s, it was all Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia talents, and some poor students from those countries and regions came to Hong Kong to study. But nowadays, I didn't see any improvement from Hong Kong U. But I'm very honored to say that nowadays we have already ramped up in the ranking. But the problem is we have to continue to improve, make our efforts, and sometimes there are fluctuations. But it's just like the weather. Sometimes it's 17 degrees and sometimes it's 16 Celsius degrees. So don't worry. At least we can have our historical ranking. And about 36 and 39 disciplines, we are top 50 in the world. But there are a lot of other competitors, for example, Oxford, Harvard, Yale, many of them. In 2018 and 2019, we introduced about 14 to 15 top talents, and now we almost triple this number, and we are the number 3 worldwide. Those are the top-notch talents. And we also have this collaborate assessment institute, and with 54 highly cited researchers named by Clarivate in 2025. Hong Kong U placed the 13th worldwide, and in Hong Kong, we are definitely number 1. And in the past 3 years, it has been increased more than 1%. And we also introduced the top scholars. Those are the recently recruited top scholars, and we have two Nobel laureates, and we also have Professor Dai Hongjie from Stanford, and Michael Hosers from UCL, the top neuroscience, and Alan Stone Sweet is also the top scholar from Yale Law School, and Utah Snowberg. And they are both of them have the won the Nobel Prize. So I don't need to list them all. They are both the top scholars, and also the MRT's youngest professor. And then we can compete with the world's top universities in terms of their talents. And on November 7th, Professor Farin Cruz, this is also Nobel laureate in physics, and he just had a public speech at Hong Kong U. And then let me talk about our academic innovation. And the first one is about Professor Li Xuechen, innovation on the new type of cyclic lipopeptide, category 1 drug with the novel chemical structure. And many pharmaceutical companies are licensing this technology. In addition, we have our Professor Li Xiaobo to create this technology. It's about air conditioning without electricity. It is a very special material, and when this material be put on the window, and the temperature can be reduced to 5 to 7 Celsius degree. And nowadays it has already in the industrialization stage. In terms of basic science, everyone knows about the chips and AI chips. And the electron is running on the chips, and it has 2 degrees of freedom. One is called negative charge, and another is about the electron. And also we use this as for the data center. And we called it the disk, and now we called it a hard disk. So chips, as well as these development, will be further improved in Hong Kong U, and Hong Kong U also discovered the world's first whole the first experimental verification of the valley degree of freedom. Another one is about the world's first whole body high resolution magnetic resonance imaging technology. When you use the MRI, and if you see this tumor, it must be above 1 cm. And how do we improve this? And if you want to see the more details, you have create the larger MRI, and you need a spacious room to locate this machine that our professor of Hong Kong U invented this new MRI technology.
最强的钢。
Our professors also invented the strongest, the most powerful steel. And the major steel makers are learning, trying to cooperate with us. What is the use of this steel? First of all, if you ride a bicycle, if it is very light, you can just carry it with your hands. But now for the EVs, a lot of energy is consumed on carrying the weight. So you need a very heavy battery in order to drive it. But when the steel is lighter, however, its firmness doesn't change, or even stronger. And then the cars can be made very thin, very light, yet very strong, so that it consumes less fuel and less electricity. So it is very important for transportation, ships, airplanes, and so forth, and also anti-cancer drugs, and so forth. Our chemistry and medicine schools are working on that. Now, what challenges do we have? This is a comparison. So Beijing University, Tsinghua University, and Hong Kong University. The gray bars are funds. So they have a 41.4 billion yuan, Hong Kong dollars, and Hong Kong will have a 16.9 billion US dollars of funds, and Tsinghua is 41.4 billion US dollars of funds. So ours is only 40%. with only 40% of the funds compared with Tsinghua. And their campus, their university is about 9 times of us. Oh, above 8 times. They have a very big campus, and we are very small in campus. We have less fund. And, but look at our achievements. It's equivalent to what Tsinghua has achieved. So that's why I am asked by many government officials that with so less fund, how can you achieve so much? And I said it's because of one country, two systems, which guarantees very effective operations. We can attract international talents. For educator, this is very, very important. The one country, two systems guarantee our autonomy in on our campus, and it's also really affects our efficiency. Look at our efficiency; it is more than doubled than Tsinghua. So, upholding and fully implementing the basic law provides legal safeguards for universities' freedom, autonomy, and connectivity, fosters an open and inclusive academic ecosystem. So tomorrow, I'm going to attend a meeting with 40 presidents of universities. They are busier than I am. And so I said my main task is to to take care of our deans, the vice presidents, and so forth, so that they can do their thing, they can do their work well. In mainland, they have a lot of constraints. Sometimes they have to think more, they have to do more, they have to go to different places. But sometimes more people doesn't mean high efficiency. For us, with an open, inclusive, and a constructive environment, we have to stick to it. This is why we're in Hong Kong. So we want to build a top university for the country. This is also why we are building Hong Kong into into a region that attracts the true international talents. This is the advantage. If we do not use this advantage well, then that is we are missing our opportunity. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Zhang, for your excellent remarks. So we are drawing to the end of the discussion. We have had a very good discussion. Four speakers, everybody give us a very remarkable presentation and sharing. So I am supposed to do a summary. However, after hearing them with so wonderful remarks, it's impossible to give you any summary. Just one thing I want to share with you, what have I felt by listening to them, be it from a financial point of view, shipping point of view, trading point of view, or talents point of view. They have talked a lot. They analyzed a lot. Hong Kong has achieved great success. However, in order to achieve this success, what we needed, we need infrastructure, we needed the conditions, we needed the right environment. So otherwise, no matter how hard you worked, it wouldn't be able to succeed. So where can we find such conditions in the future? As Mr. Zhang said, we have the basic law. Basic law guarantees that we can get all the conditions well, we can get the infrastructure well, we can get the environment ready. And for example, we have our independent free tariff system, we have our independent dollar, we have our freedom in economy, and we have the infrastructure, and also we have a common law. So that is why Hong Kong is able to maintain our international status, our international cooperations and relations, be it for trading or shipping or for talents. So if it is talent, you must find a place where this talent can play a role. So the central government is a visionary. So many, many years ago, they had already pictured this. So that's why we have got the basic law. So by listening to them, to you, my idea, I have got even firmer conviction that by working together with all our sister cities in Beijing, Shanghai, cities in the Greater Bay Area, we can do a better job. Beijing and Shanghai, they don't have the such conditions and environment we have in Hong Kong. So because they don't have a basic law, and we have a basic law to guarantee that. So just echo to our topic of a discussion today. So we have 3 centers and we have one heartland. Hope that we can contribute more to the construction of the Hong Kong and to our motherland. I think with that we can conclude our discussions. Once again, thank you all for your speakers, for the speakers and for the audience. Thank you very much. So please stay seated and let's take a group photo. Thank you, Professor Huang, to moderate this round of discussion. Mr. Li, Mr. Zhang, as well as Mr. Yuan. Thank you very much. Thank you for your wonderful sharing on the theme of basic law, as well as the 3 centers and the one heartland. Once again, thank you very much. Please stay seated. Please get back to your seat. Thank you very much. And thank you all, audience, for your participation, both on-site and online. Thank you for your questions. Thank you. Now, shall I invite the Dr. the Honorable Zhang Kekun, SBS JP, Deputy Secretary for DOJ, to deliver the closing remarks. Dr. Zhang, please. As respected Professor Huang, Mr. Ren, Mr. Li, and Professor Ma, Professor Zhang, dear distinguished guests, dear friends, good afternoon. Today is our Constitution Day, and we are gathering here at this particular date to celebrate the Basic Law 35th anniversary. This is a very important event during the legal summit. We have covered different topics during the seminar. So I must thank Mr. Ren to give us a keynote spoke, Mr. Yang to give us a keynote spoke. He explored the practices in the past 30 years, how we execute and implement the basic law. So Hong Kong returned to China 28 years ago. The reason why we're able to maintain stability and prosperity is because of the basic law, which laid a very good constitutional foundation for Hong Kong. The Constitution is the core, is the foundation of our country, and according to the Constitution, the Basic Law was passed to provide support on the implementation of one country, two system. In the past 28 years, we have developed very good practices, and which you can see very well. And this year, Hong Kong is rated as the freest economy in the world. At the same time, so at this historical critical time period, we must always remember that the Basic Law is the law for Hong Kong is also the foundation for Hong Kong to guarantee our systems and growth. We must stick to the principle of abiding the law and implement one country, two system mechanism steadily. The Hong Kong security law also provides possibilities for us to maintain the security, not only in Hong Kong, but also in the country, to maintain the safety and smooth implementation of our laws and regulations. And the Hong Kong security law is also based on the Constitution and the Basic Law. And for any crime that endangers the Hong Kong region, as well as the country, will be penalized by following the national security law, and the Hong Kong security law and the Basic Law are interrelated with each other. And with these laws in place, we believe that we can further improve our legal system in Hong Kong to strengthen the security of Hong Kong ICR, as well as constrain and discipline any activities that may endanger the security of the region. In this way, we can better safeguard the freedom of the society and guarantee the growth of our businesses in Hong Kong. Hong Kong is working hard to grow the economy for better development. In this regard, we must work harder to give a full play to the basic law, to further enhance our position as the three centers and the one highland policy, as Professor Wang already elaborated in his presentation. So with the solid guarantee of the basic law and one country, two system arrangement, Hong Kong will continue to grow our economy freely, to guarantee the free movement of goods and talents, to further improve our reliable, highly international business environment, so as to provide convenience to businesses and the personnel in economic activities. So in this way, we can fully reflect our positioning of three centers in the one highland. Hong Kong is a bilingual region. We have very good connections inward and outward. We have a low tax regime, and we have 5 top 100 universities in the region. So definitely, we are able to attract global talents to come to Hong Kong, to facilitate Hong Kong and turning itself into a region to attract the best talents in the world. And so finally, sincerely gratitude to all the speakers for your wonderful remarks on this subject. And everybody must have already benefited from sharing. Now, with the basic law and the one country, two systems, Hong Kong definitely will be able to navigate further for a high level of success with the three center and the one highland positions, and to realize the high quality of growth of the region. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Zhang. Please be seated. Thank you once again. Ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to the end of the Basic Law 35th Anniversary Legal Summit. I thank the moderator as well as all the speakers sharing, and I thank all the audience from online and offline. After the event, you are invited to S226 and 227 to take a look at our law tech exhibitions. They are from different providers, and you are most welcome to go there and have a look to understand more about law tech. Once again, thank you very much for your participation. You can also scan the QR code to give us your feedback. So just a reminder, tomorrow we will have the Great Bay Area Forum, and you can access the website for more information. And for those, if you wish to get the CBD points as well as the LE credits, please present your QR code outside the conference room to verify your attendance of the event. Thank you very much. Before you leave, please return the headsets to our service counter. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow.